Bad guys. You love them, you hate them, you relate to them, or you absolutely despise their cause. They evoke some kind of emotional response among viewers, players, readers. Players in this case. As the title suggests, this is my top 5 video game villains.
None have dared to fail to break Ooga Ooga even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice.
What do you do when your hired gun just can't get the job done? You get one who can. When Cortex proved incompetent, Uka Uka's new accomplice, Dr. Nefarious Tropy's efforts to thwart the Bandicoot and dominate the world proved somewhat more formidable. Let's take a look at his resume. He created a time machine. His tuning fork is capable of manifesting and eradicating all matter. He's so focused on his own schemes, he didn't even join in the events of Crash Team Racing and even tried to stop nitrous oxide. And finally, he has a British accent. Admit it, we Brits make the best villains. When it comes down to Dr. Nefarious Tropy or Dr. N Cortex, based on technical ability, I'll give the edge of formidability to the guy with such mastery over time, no Tannen would ever dare mess with him. This next chap goes by many names, whether it be the name of your real life best friend, worst enemy, or simply Assface. To correspond with canon, I'll just simply call him Blue. Blue's outspokenness and entitled attitude carries somewhat of a sting to it when he seems to be a step ahead of you so often. From the get-go, he gets the advantage on you by getting the starter with the type advantage. Frickin' dick. Every time he appears, he's always ahead of you, being so smug about it. The game is just a big long game of catch-up, and he's loving it. Spoiler alert, like that's necessary for this game, he beats the Elite Four before you do. Remember the first time you beat Lance? Your party was down to super low health. You thought you were successful, then this prick suckers you into a final battle and takes thousands of Pokédollars from you by just simply putting like one move on each of your Pokemon? You know what? Screw you, Blue. Your Gramps likes me more anyway. For someone who's unfamiliar with the lore of Tekken and experiencing it for the first time right from the start, Kazuya's villainy is somewhat of a twist based on the subtlety of his actions in the original game. The second installment's Kazuya kind of hints at a somewhat duality and perhaps an internal conflict between himself and the devil within him. Perhaps the mysterious relationship with Jun Kazama was a part of this. Eh? As the series progresses, his sinister attitude and pure evilness becomes less of a conflict and much more apparent. He actually is painted as the villain of the Tekken franchise, but perhaps when he threw that child over that cliff, he saw the true evil that resided within his twisted soul. From torturing his illegitimate son, to repeatedly leaving his father left for dead, to giving Jun Kazama a Devil Gene STD, Kazuya is proved to be the real villain of Iron Fist Tournament.
Bring you up to speed on something right now. In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber, and she will probably kill us if she's awake. Oh, there's a password. Okay, it's fine. I'll just hack it. Not a problem. C. Wait, did I do B? Do you have a pen? Start writing things down.
Power up, complete.
I don't. Okay, listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. Nothing more. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered
You
me.
did what?
What do you do when the facility you're inside of is controlled by the bad guy? You fricking cooperate. GLaDOS' personality is renowned for an artificial charisma that often at times has been compared to the likes of HAL 9000
and Shodan. Her role in the Portal series puts the player in a conversational commentary. The gradual build-up of increasingly chilling dialogue serves to anthropomorphise her and gives the player an escalating sense of schadenfreude. Her return in Portal 2 in particular redefines passive aggressiveness, and by intermittently alternating between motivation and mockery, she keeps the player on edge. Through personality alone, GLaDOS gets this spot. Her legacy and reputation are truly still alive.
Okay, whatever you are, if you want to avoid an embarrassing beatdown, you better give up now!
You're not in a position to demand anything, you nasty little pincushion!
Eggman! But how?
He had a little help.
Dr. Robotnik!
Nobody calls me that anymore.
Sonic's been through a lot. He's been a knight, Aladdin, a werewolf, and even a Super Saiyan. Dr. Robotnik, however, well, he remains relatively consistent. A definitive trait of this egg-shaped hooligan is his persistence and endurance. He and his trusty Egg-O-Matic just will not stop returning with some new upgrade installed, but that's not all. He can escape Sonic on foot. His research into robotics is so advanced that he's capable of turning live creatures into robots. Look at Metal Sonic. How many villains create a robot version of the protagonist? While old Ivo may give us the impression that he's merely a lovable buffoon, his technical prowess elevates him to the top spot of this list, as well as his iconicism.
Do we ever win? That depends on your definition of win.